bow, yeah. Like Jordan in his prime, yeah. I just bow, yeah. Like Kobe in his prime, yeah. I just bow. I just bow. Okay. I just bow. I just bow. Yeah. I just bow. Yeah, like Jordan in his prime, I'm a bull. I make it in your face. Curry, I'm a fool, I'm a rule. LeBron, I'm a king. Black Mamba when I strike. Shaq, championship ring. As tall as y'all made, but Nowinski with the shot. Thompson in the spot. Larry Bird with the three. Dwayne Wade, I'm hot. The heat, ballin' in the streets, performing in arenas. We push to be the winners. They know it when they see us. They really can't defeat us. We ballin', we on another level. And I could beat the game in 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like Jordan in his prime, yeah. I just bow, yeah. Like Kobe in his prime, yeah. I just bow. I just bow. I just bow. I just bow. I just bow, yeah. Like Jordan in his prime, yeah. I just bow, yeah. Like Kobe in his prime, yeah. I just bow. I just bow. I just bow. I just bow. I just bow.
Alright, man, here we go. It's a beautiful Friday evening. You are listening to Gorilla Cross Radio, your home for 24/7 positive hip-hop music, culture, and of course sports as well. I am your host for tonight, Jose V, and this is Straight Bet Sports. That's right, they finally let me back on the air. I don't know why, but they did. We are coming to you live from the sports and entertainment capital of the world, none other than Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, before we get started tonight, I got to go ahead and thank my sponsor for tonight's show, Joshua LaFon of Simply Vegas, real estate made simple. So if you're looking to buy your first dream home or just add another one to the collection, trust me, some people got it like that. Not saying I do, but some people got it like that out here. We got some people in the studio pointing at their chest, so you never know. Make sure you hit up Joshua, man. He's a good guy. You can reach him at lafonjoshua.com or email him at lafonjoshua@gmail.com. Once again, I am Jose V. This is Straight Bet Sports. I got a couple people in the studio that I want to introduce tonight. We got a great show for you guys on tap. Thank you to Quan59 for making this possible as well and handling everything for us on the air, putting everything out there on social media for us. I'm going to go ahead and start it off by saying thank you to each and every one of you that are in the studio with me tonight. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join us, and I do appreciate you guys. On my left, right here next to me, I do have from Fox Sports Radio, OUTTA line, Bryan Feldman. Bryan, thank you for joining me tonight. Directly in front of me, I do have Q100 FM's very own Bojo Ackah. I got the name right this time, baby. Didn't mess it up like last time.
You're on point.
And we also got another in-studio guest is going to be joining us pretty soon here. Defensive lineman of UNLV football, Jalen Graves, will be joining us on the mic here in the studio pretty soon. We're also going to have Duane Colucci, assistant race and sportsbook manager from Rampart Race and Sports Casino out here in Las Vegas, giving us the action and what's going on out here with all the West Coast bettors. We're going to talk prop bets. We're going to talk Super Bowl bets as well. Not only that, from the East Coast, we're going to have Tom Barton from Heatwave Sports and Fox Sports Radio out here in Las Vegas as well. And Tom Barton Sports, East Coast Bets. We're going to find out what the East Coast bettors are doing and what they're talking about. So it should be a good show tonight. So, fellas, thank you for joining me. How you guys feeling today?
Awesome, man. Right, ready to rock and roll.
Finally got you in the studio.
Super Bowl
away
54.
From yours.
Yeah. It's nice, man. Nice to be out. Can't believe I'm wearing a Lakers jersey, and it's way too big for me. But Bojo hasn't given me grief about it yet.
No.
But I mean, I could fit another person in this.
You haven't seen my jersey. This is a 2003 medium. It looks like a medium. My belly, yeah,
it's a schmedium.
So we're opposites right now.
Oh, yeah. We can switch it up, you know, maybe
like
halfway through the show.
Has been painted on me, but it's okay.
I got a Colin Kaepernick jersey in my car. If you want to wear it.
I'm cool with the Kobe right now.
Okay.
I'm cool with Kobe right now. I have no problems with
the last thing I want to do is put Jalen in the Colin Kaepernick jersey and put him on his knees and have the national anthem play or something like that.
That's where we're going already. That's where we're going. We are happy to all be rocking these Kobe jerseys.
It's way cool, man.
You're asking about this week. Happy Friday. It's been a long week for all of us, right?
Very humbling week this week.
And so they come in right before we get in here, seeing this tribute. You know, it's just like wow. You know, so but I'll let you get things going, Jose. I just have to let you know, man.
No, man, but yeah, you brought it up. I mean, we're all wearing our Laker jersey today. Some of us have our Kobe jerseys on, you know, throwing the salute. They had the big tribute before the game. Now, it's been a rough week. We all had the tragic news come out on Sunday. Some of us didn't want to believe it. I saw my phone and I thought, there's no way. This is fake. It's fake news. Please tell me it's a hoax. Please tell me someone's messing around.
Right.
After doing my research, going out there, seeing more and more and more, and just seeing that it was true, obviously we're to the realization that it is now. Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi and the other 7 lives that were aboard that helicopter are no longer with us. Now, before I give my thoughts on what Kobe meant to me and how I feel about the whole situation, I do want to get your guys' thoughts. Jalen, including you, will get you on here shortly. But I want to go ahead and start with Bojo.
Yeah.
Bojo, what did Kobe Bryant mean to you away from the game and as being part of the game?
Well, first, we've talked before. I'm a big Laker fan. That's my squad. Like Lakers Lakers are involved in all my passwords and everything. I'm a Laker fan for life. Me and Kobe are the same age, so just watching his progression on the court is something that inspired me, like in life. You know what I mean? If Kobe's still going, I can keep going. And then when he retired, and I saw how he just matured as a father, it was even more inspiration. Before everything was like on court stuff for me. Like, yo, if he could still have that mama mentality, it inspired me in my life. But then when he retired, I would think I was even more inspired. I'm a father of a 3-year-old daughter, and I have a baby on the way as well.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you. So, hearing the news on Sunday, I was, just like, probably all of you guys like, no, please, TMZ. I hope someone hacked the site.
Yeah, can't
this can't be real. But I never, the emotions I felt, as being a huge Kobe fan, like, my favorite athlete it's always been Kobe and Bo Jackson for me. I just never thought I would have the emotions that I had for someone I never met,
I agree,
and I just felt like I never met him, but he impacted my life so much, and impacted my family's life, because I think about the times as a family watching Kobe, watching the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? I think about the times me and my wife, before we were married, we watched the 81-point game together. There's just little things, watching his final game with my father-in-law. But that, there's moments like that, but just also his mama mentality went a long way with me, so it was, just crushed. I think for a lot of us, it was just a little bit of both. We got what he did on the court, and we had that, inspiration we got from him. But then I think after his playing career, if you continue to follow him like I did, you saw like the maturation of this man. Like, yo, he has this Mamba mentality with his family, as a father, and like on the next, second part of his life, when he said, hey, you know what, I'm trying to win an Oscar. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be a storyteller. I'm gonna do this, gonna do that, and so it's just, just emotions I've never felt before. Like someone in my family passed away, So, but I mean, we've heard all the, the cliche sayings, but they're true. Like, yo, heroes die, but legends, live forever, and it's true. Like that man's legacy is just
it's never gonna go away.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you is as well, aside from this athlete, has there been any other athlete, or whether it's a famous person that has passed away, that has affected your life like Kobe Bryant?
No,
right?
Not at all.
It's hard to say, right?
No, it's never, not like this. Someone tried to say JFK. I'm like, come on, man. I mean, I wasn't around then, and I think a politician is way different. We watched, I just grew with this guy.
Yeah.
20, what was it, Nate? 20 or
20
19
years? 20 years in the league.
You know what I mean? Since 96, to
10 years with 24, 10 years with number 8.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just different. Nothing like it. What do you guys think?
Brian, what are your thoughts? You've got to see a lot more players that we probably didn't get to see. And I mean that in a good way. I'm not making fun of you about your age.
You call me old, man. I'm out of here, man. Quan, see you later. Shut my mic off.
Just like that.
I'm right over.
But what I mean by that is that you've seen a lot of greats in your time, and I mean that respectfully. And when Kobe passed away, when you saw the news and you heard the news, what was your first reaction? And did he affect you? Did you feel like crying? Did you cry? Have you shed a tear?
I first heard it. I just got done doing the show on Fox, and we do about an hour, me and Caleb, after the show of Facebook Live and talking. So I'm in my car, and I get a text message from a friend of mine, and she said, wow, terrible news about Kobe. Well, I know it's got to be Kobe Bryant. So I'm like, oh my God, So immediately, man, I like at the next stoplight, I grab the phone again, and I'm typing it in, and all of a sudden it's like Kobe Bryant, allegedly dead in a plane crash. TMZ reports, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah.
There's just no way. This dude just retired. I mean, he's 41 years old. Come on, man. This can't happen. And unlike Bojo, I'm not a Laker fan. I'm from Detroit. I'm a Piston fan. We were a rival of the Lakers, so to speak, when we were the bad boys. And I was around then. But the whole thing is it impacted me like I can't even tell you, because it was like, holy cow, like Bojo was saying, I don't want to sound cliche-ish myself, but I really feel that his best years might have been in front of him, believe it or not. Yeah. What he was about to accomplish, like you said, this Mamba mentality, this guy was all go on all cylinders all the time. It was always accomplishing something. It was always putting your positive and your best foot forward. Like you said, he did it with his family. And the whole thing was so surreal to me, and still is when we talk about it. Yes, Jose, I shed a tear for a guy that I never really thought much about as far as an athlete. My God, if you don't respect Kobe Bryant, then you simply don't respect the sport of basketball.
100%.
I was a Piston fan, but for God's sakes, I adored what Michael Jordan did on the basketball court. We were rivals of the Bulls because of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Isaiah Thomas didn't play on the USA Olympic team, and yet I still respect the hell out of Michael Jordan for what he did on the court. Right. I will tell you right now, Kobe Bryant was a complete magician. I mean, to not put him in the top 3 players of all time is ridiculous. What he did, the championships, I'm just still like, Jose, I still feel like someone's going to say, it's a joke. I really do. Even though it's like almost a week has gone by, I still am numb from this. And his daughter Gigi, Jose, a little girl that had, you're talking about a little girl that was about to live the life of a true princess and probably deserved it because she seemed like a wonderful human being and, was going to carry on her father's legacy. There was a joke Kobe said, how are you going to do in the NBA or something like that? And she's like, I'll be fine. She's going to carry it on, Dad. Don't worry. But,
it was the thing where they were like,
you got to have a boy.
How do you feel if you don't have a boy? They're like, oh, look at me. I'm going to take this over. I got this. I'm about to be in the league.
I loved it, Bojo. Yeah. And overall, the sentiments right now, man, are just pure sad. It's like, it puts such a damper on what I think is going to be a tremendous Super Bowl. It's not funny. I'm excited about the bowl, but I feel like a little part of me has been cut out, and I think a part of society has been cut out. Kobe is so big that he transcends, like Bojo was saying, I can't think of anyone that's impacted me. I mean, when Payne Stewart suddenly disappeared in a plane crash, that was big to me. I mean, I love golf. I mean, we've had a lot of things happen over time, but this was just so sudden and so unexpected and so surreal that, like I said, it's going to take all of us time to breathe, Jose, and gather our thoughts, and we'll all come up with stuff as time goes on. But Kobe Bryant will impact everyone. And the one thing I think that I gained, I called my dad that day. I think we start reaching out to family members and realize, man, you can have everything, all the money and everything in the world, and this man, this operator can take it away like that. It can be gone or whatever. It's just gone. Yeah. And we got to really embrace and appreciate life. And I got that from Kobe. And, man, I love him a lot more now than I did. I am a huge fan of Kobe Bryant now, not because this happened, just because I really have seen they're showing all this stuff that he's done. And, Bojo, I didn't know all this. I wasn't aware of how much he's done.
Can you believe how many pictures he's been taking with these people? Like, he takes a picture with everybody.
Seriously.
He took time for everybody.
Most people don't know he won an Oscar.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
the man was doing a lot more.
Yeah.
And it was more than basketball with him. Like you guys mentioned, and you guys tapped on it as well. He was only getting better as he was getting older. His best years were definitely ahead of him. He had a lot more to do. Now, as for me, you guys said what he meant to you guys and everything. I grew up in South Central LA. He's 5 years older than me. So I basically saw his whole career growing up. I remember the cliche, Kobe. I used to do the same thing. Yep. My socks, my trash. You be at school, Kobe. You know what I mean? And that's what it meant. And the biggest thing that I took away from Kobe is that Kobe showed in life that we're all human beings and we're all flawed. But yet it's how we come back from the mistakes we make in life that are going to show who we really are. Granted, we all know what happened with the alleged rape, yada, yada, whatever that was. That all got cleared away, settlement, whatever it may be. I'm not trying to bring anything bad to Kobe's name. But with that negativity, look what he ended up doing with his life. He was a huge advocate for women, whether it was because of what happened or not. He had 4 girls. He has
4 daughters, yep.
He was a huge advocate for the WNBA, which now, who's going to follow in his footsteps to do that? Not saying there's no other players in the league that aren't doing it or can't do it, but he was the main guy that was pushing for a lot of things for the WNBA. He even said it, wait till my daughter comes out. She's going to be better than me. Yep. She's going to take the WNBA by storm. And The biggest thing, though, that we need to focus on as well is there were 7 other people on this helicopter. And I keep seeing it all over social media, and it's true, man. I got to say that I'm a culprit as that as well. I keep talking about Kobe, his daughter. 7 other people lost their lives on this plane.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to be insensitive to any
the
of that.
one thing I will say, though, real quickly on that, because I've heard a lot of backlash about that. And the truth of the matter is, I mean, come on, people die every day all over the world, millions of them, and people don't know who they are.
Yeah,
and it's not that it's significant or insignificant. It's hugely significant to their families and people that do know them. But Kobe is an international celebrity. Yeah. So you're not going to, it's not that it's overshadowing it. It's not in any kind of disrespect by anybody in any way. It's just, come on, you know, if you start talking about the pilot, who knows him? Yeah. And it's not.
Unless you're in the circles that he was in, you're in the JUCO, you know who he was.
This
when
is
it came
Kobe
to
Bryant, man. This is the epitome and the hierarchy of sports, man. I mean, this is the top of the hill right there.
If you found out that 9 people died on a helicopter crash and none of them were a celebrity, it's still a very sad thing.
But it wouldn't affect you much.
You feel for them. And then you throw in Kobe Bryant and his daughter. We're like, wait, what? Yes. Kobe, you know, so that's what
exactly that way, Bojo.
And getting back to it, like I told you guys earlier, I got the text. I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's no way this is real. I'm looking for it. I'm looking around. I'm doing my research. And sure enough, it's there. It's true. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've cried a few times since it happened. Yeah. I'm not afraid to say it.
I cried my eyes out when I wrote the daughter.
One big thing that I took from this, too, and I've told everybody, and I tell people to this day, I've done the same thing you did. I've called my dad. I've called aunts, uncles, cousins that I haven't spoken to in years because we have beef. And I said, you know what? If anything that we take from this tragedy, pick up the phone, call someone that you haven't spoken to, that you might have had a bad conversation to end. And if you never hear from them again, as long as you know that last time you spoke to them was, I love you, I'm out, peace, cool. I regret something till this day, and I said it on the air the other day. The last time I spoke to my godfather, he was like my father growing up. My dad wasn't around. The last time I called him was to ask him for a favor. Not to see how you're doing, not to say I love you, not to say goodbye, I'll talk to you later, none of that. To ask him for a favor. The next day, I get a phone call from him. I missed it, voicemail. 2 days later, he passed away. I never got to have that.
He knew you loved him. I'm sure he knew.
Conversation. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm seeing all these tributes and everything with Kobe Bryant and what he meant to people. I've never had anyone, celebrity, sports, entertainment, whatever it may be, that I can ever say affected me this way. Yeah. I felt like I knew this man personally. Like, I hung out with him on a day-to-day basis, and I never met him in person. Yep. Saw him play numerous times when he was in L.A., when I lived in L.A., but never saw him personally. Dude, I'll never forget. I ditched school 3 years in a row to go watch the parade. Those are memories that I'll never forget. Yeah. A buddy of mine that I used to work with that was at my house the last game when he scored 60 against Utah. He texted me 30 minutes after I got the news. All he said was, brother. And I responded, bro, I'm there with you. I know why you're texting me. Yeah. And I have the picture, and I sent it to him when he was at my house with 4 other people, and we're all wearing Kobe jerseys. I told him, because of Kobe Bryant, we will forever be together in this moment, and we're never going to forget that.
I like it. I'm interested in how the youth.
So, Jalen.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Let's go ahead and introduce you now to the show. Jalen Graves, UNLV football, D lineman. Before we get into any UNLV talk and what's going on this season coming up, let's get your thoughts on Kobe Bryant. I noticed that you changed your handle picture on Twitter right after it happened. Give us a little bit of your thoughts on why you did that and what Kobe meant to you.
Oh, well, Kobe, he was just like an inspiration to the youth, you know, like me growing up. Honestly, I was a Celtics fan. So, like, you know, the rivalry between the Lakers and the Celtics. But I respected Kobe. I respected his game, what he did for the game. You know, he inspired me to play football, and, you know, after practice, getting extra work, like he said, the Mamba mentality. So I was just like, I was shocked, honestly. Like, it hurt me. Like, it felt like I knew him personally, because the year before he retired, I actually went to see one of his games. Okay. It was him against the Phoenix Suns. And, you know, he scored about like 27 points. And I was just like, wow, okay, like, this guy, he's like really good. Like, I respect him, you know.
Still got it.
Yeah, how many of your teammates did you contact that day? Did you guys have people texting back and forth?
Telling you guys what's going on?
Yeah, actually, first person I text was my teammate Austin. I was like, bro, did you hear about the news? He was like, yeah, I know, crazy. And I just, you know, I just called my family, you know, tell them love them, you feel me? Because you can't take life for granted, you know.
Exactly.
You could be going any any time on this earth.
So have you shed a tear since he's passed away? Honestly, like has it affected you that way, or have you gotten emotional in any type of way whatsoever?
I've gotten emotional. Just
I don't think you want to say that on the air. Come on, you got a lot of games next year.
Well, just like checking social media, watching Sports Center, because that's all you see on Sports Center. Like I try like watching other things like to keep my mind off of it, but it's everywhere, literally everywhere.
It's hard to avoid it.
Yeah, Kobe, he's like he said, international. He's all over the world. Like everyone knows China, everywhere.
Worldwide.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, man. Once again, you guys are tuning in to Straight Bet Sports here on Gorilla Cross Radio, hanging out with Bojo Ackah in the studio. Jalen Graves from UNLV, and of course Bryan Feldman. We got Quan behind the big board doing his thing as always. Man, tough times, but I appreciate all of you guys talking about your Kobe memories and your Kobe thoughts. But like Kobe said, and I talked to you outside, Bojo, Kobe would always want you guys to continue. He wouldn't want the show to stop. He wants you guys to play and keep going.
I'll tell you one of the lasting images I just wanted to say is if you saw Shaq on TNT.
Yeah, that was bad.
That I broke down watching Shaq because, for all those years that they claimed there was animosity between the two of them. The two of them that were laughing behind our backs the whole time. Like, we're winning championships, baby, And to see how it impacted him, I mean, it was unbelievable. And like I said, I broke down when I saw Shaq break down.
When I seen Shaq, did you guys see Tracy McGrady?
Yes, I saw that too.
That was rough, too.
Yes.
But Bryan, you said something also, because we said, you brought up how, this news, kind of happening during Super Bowl week took a lot of attention away from Super Bowl. But I think what's going to happen, I think it's going to inspire some guys to ball out. You know what I mean? I think Kobe and the Mamba mentality is going to inspire some guys, especially like
I'll say it now. Lakers win the championship. Lakers win the
pressure on him now. There's that pressure.
I think that they have to, though. And I think LeBron's going to put it on his back. He's that type of player.
They got the skill set, that's for sure. But it is. You're right. You're right.
That's what it's like set up for that right now. Yeah. But like, I feel like this might sound crazy. LeBron might come out with a whole different mentality and his new, because isn't he leading the league in assists? He might come out there with this Mamba mentality. Next thing you know, this dude tries to score 81. You know what I'm saying? Someone's going to go for 81 this year. You know what I mean? Someone's going to do something amazing in the Super Bowl, and they're going to say they were inspired by Kobe. You know what I mean? So
I hope so. I hope so. Because it's a really cool thought to think that, to see some extra people bringing it. And I even hope somehow they're paying tribute to him in the Super Bowl. Like, I hope, you got
pretty sure they're going to do something.
Then you get the 24 on the back of shoes and stuff.
Exactly.
And I hope Roger Goodell sits back and bites his damn tongue and lets it happen, because right now that would be really cool to see. I mean, I want to see J-Lo come out and like take off her shirt. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, Kobe. I'm not, but it's a Kobe, A nice tribute, wouldn't it? That'd be a hell of a tribute.
But yeah, you see, I can see it happening. Some guys doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's going to be,
some way to accentuate this and make and turn it into a real positive.
You know what I want to see?
And that'd be cool.
You know what I would think would be pretty cool? Probably not going to see it. But if Toronto came to town and someone from Toronto dropped 81 on the Lakers.
No, I don't want to see that. That's
just me. Call me crazy. Call me crazy.
That's silly.
But I'm just saying. You're talking about tributes.
Canadian thing.
You're talking about tributes.
You're going. It's a dark.
Claude shaking his head like, no. What are you talking about?
That is a dark hallway you're going down right now. Leave that over there.
Let's moving on.
Somebody can drop 81 in a Canadian high school somewhere and pay tribute. Please.
What you got to say, Quan? You grab the mic. Come on. Nothing.
It was a head shake. That's all it deserved was a head shake.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and move into Jalen. Let's get back into Jalen now. Jalen, met you a few weeks ago. Very humble young man. I can see that from when I met you from the get-go, the way you talk, the way you are. You talked about how excited and how happy you were to get the last interception. I believe it was at Samboy Stadium, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How big was that for you, knowing that was the last game of the season? And Coach Arroyo, he's here. You told me that you're excited about the staff he's brought in. Talk about some of the staff and some of the guys that you're excited that are there now and what you're looking for.
But first, an interception, man.
Yeah. So starting off with the interception, well, I'm gonna talk through the play. So,
Go for it.
I'm coming off the ball.
The play.
I want to hear it, man.
Yeah, walk us through it.
I'm ready. You write it down if you want. It's cool.
So I'm coming off the ball. Hit the lineman with a long arm. Then one of my teammates, Montrese Johns, he's a senior. He's graduated. He graduated, but
nice.
He hits the ball up in the air, and I see it. So first thing, I'm catch it. So I ended up catching it with my left hand, with one hand. I was like, okay, just run. then I started running, got about like 7 yards, and I ended up getting tripped up. You know, it's pretty cool for me because, you know, kid here from Vegas, you know, last game in San Boy. So I seen like most of the UNLV games growing up. I just thought it was pretty cool, you know.
It was about 7.5 yards, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Brian was there watching.
I'm trying to give him all the help you get that extra half a yard, man. Linemen don't get many interceptions. I mean, especially one that's, you know, to a degree at Sam Boyd Stadium. It's iconic interception, man. No one else is going to get another one. I mean, that's really, really a cool thing.
And then Coach Arroyo, tell us, staff, what are you excited about this year,
I'm excited about the staff, you know. First and foremost, the strength and conditioning staff, you know, because those are the first people I met, and those are the people I'm going to be with most of the time. Them and the position coaches. But Coach Fowl, his guys, they're very good. You know,
keep hearing a lot of good stuff about Coach Fowl.
Very good. You know, we came in, work. He teaches us. And he gives us good work. So, you know, it's pretty good. They're feeding us. You know, we got the cafeteria upstairs now in the Fertitta. Nice. So we got mandatory breakfast, lunch, sometimes dinner. You know, Sunday we're probably.
They just trying to bulk you up, huh? Get you ready. That's all it is.
It's working. I mean, I'm taking up too much space over there.
There we have Flex Friday.
Jalen, I got to ask you. You brought up the Fertitta Center, man. That is one of the most incredible facilities I've ever seen as far as a collegiate practice facility, which is basically what they're calling it, a workout facility. I mean, $30 million. How cool is that place for you as an athlete?
Man, I'm there from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. You know,
Can you sneak me in?
Can you sneak us all in?
Yeah, right.
No, it just makes you just want to be around, you know, football more. You know, it makes you like want to actually go watch film. You know, get that treatment. You know, we got pools, hot tubs, cold tubs, treadmills, game rooms for like players to like go by. Yeah,
you guys better win this year, man. That's all I got to say. I mean, whew.
So you go for it. No.
We talked about it, Jose, last time you came and saw me at the studio. I feel like what you're talking about now, that you know, the complex, this is the situation where I feel like the rest of the nation needs to know about, especially for recruiting. Like, yo, this is a great place for a student athlete to be. Yeah. If they want to become, especially if they're trying to go to the next level, the facilities that we're offering these student athletes is amazing. You're talking about it right now. And I just don't know if the rest of the country knows about it. You know what I mean? Right. Like, because I don't think, how many other campuses have this stuff?
Nah, not that.
You know what I mean? So it's just like the words, you know, you got to start winning. You know, the word's going to get out there.
I asked you that question when I met you. Mm-hmm. I asked you that question when I met you. I don't know if you remember. I told you, what do your expectations are for this year? Do you honestly feel you guys are going to get bowl or not?
Well, I feel like we have a little bit momentum, you know, winning our last 2 games, of course. So in the new coaching staff, I feel like we're just fired up, you know. It's just
now go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, we're talking about Fertitta Center. How about playing in one of the top NFL facilities in the country, for that matter, in the world, that is about to open up in Allegiant Stadium, and you guys get to literally christen the stadium? I mean, the bottom line is there's got to be, now maybe not as an individual player, but as a team, cumulatively, you guys got to get together and be like, hey, man, we got to bring it this year.
Right.
The nation's looking at us because we are playing in a stadium that Alabama doesn't get to play in. Let's be real, you know?
Right. I mean, it's very exciting, you know. We're going to have a lot of eyes on us, you know. Raiders are coming. Personally, my favorite team is the Raiders. So I'm pretty jacked.
He's waiting on that one.
I'm pretty jacked, so, you know, but it's going to be a lot of eyes on us. So I feel like that just adds more fuel to the fire that we have to come out and put on a show for these fans because, you know, it's like Raiders, you know, it's going to be crazy.
You talked about the coaching staff. I want to go back to that real quick. Now that Tony Sanchez is gone, what, if anything, are you going to miss from Coach Tony Sanchez? What are you most excited about with Coach Arroyo?
Sanchez, he was pretty cool. He was straight up, you know. I feel like he gave us, you know, his all, you know. Even like we got the news that he was getting fired, you know, before the Reno game. I know most of the people got the news, but he still like pushed us, tried us. He just wanted us to be the best version of us, you know. And as far as Arroyo, he's bringing in like a new culture. He wants us to like, it's certain things he wants us to do that I feel like that will help us better ourselves on the football field and also just in life in general. So
nice. Did
Sanchez, I mean, you know, throughout the thing, the respect factor and stuff. And I mean, I'm just being real. I love Tony Sanchez as a person. I thought he was great, but like the last couple of coaches, you got to win. I mean, it's college football is about winning, and everyone's job ultimately in athletics depends on ultimately winning. Do you feel like this is a new lease on life with this guy, that maybe Sanchez wasn't the guy to get it done, and now you got a guy in here that wow, this is a guy that's going to get it done?
Yeah, me personally, when he was first hired and we were first introducing to him, I was pretty juiced because, you know, Oregon, you know, Rose Bowl, and then just his resume, you know, he's been everywhere, you know, NFL, you know, college, you know, he's been bouncing
Too bad
around.
he didn't bring Phil Knight with him. That would have helped out.
Well, you guys would have had a bunch of gear.
Right.
You'd have four more Fertitta. There'd have been 4 Fertitta centers.
So nice.
One for the offense, defense, and special teams. So, but no, pretty cool.
Yeah, and then plus he's a great recruiter. You know, like even so far we've been getting a lot of like top notch recruits that we haven't gotten in UNLV like probably in like history. So it's. I'm pretty excited, you know.
So final question I have for you. 3rd year coming in now. What can UNLV fans expect from Jalen Graves? What production can we expect from you? You've been learning your first 2 years, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
You were great at Desert Pines High School?
Yeah, Desert Pines.
Won the championship there. What can UNLV fans expect from Jalen Graves this year?
I'm getting to the quarterback, sack monster, you know. I've been working on my craft a lot, you know. Working on my get-offs, getting stronger in the weight room, twitch, quickness. I feel like I'll have a pretty solid year this year. I'm trying to, one of my personal goals is trying to personally lead the Mountain West. If that the country in sacks this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love.
You heard it here first.
What about changing your number to 24/8 or something like that? Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Talk about it.
Would be dope for a D-line.
It's already 24 on the defense. But I can consider 8. I consider.
What about thinking about before somebody jumps on it? Because Williams is gone, right? And he was number 8.
Oh, he's about to be senior this year. Yeah, this is his last year.
Oh, so you can't take number 8. Maybe on the defense you could.
Defense, yeah,
you could because they allow that. Now I've never. I honestly don't like the double numbers on either side. I just don't.
I'm not a big fan of it.
It's confusing.
It gets confusing.
But you know, because they're basically saying no one's ever going to go both ways again. That what's his name, Gordy Lockbaum is the last guy that's ever going to go both ways. But you know, that'd be kind of cool. I would dig that. That'd be awesome.
Now, before we let you go, obviously I
want to ask him a question.
Go ahead.
Who are some of the guys in the league or past or present that you model your game after?
Oh, there you go.
Well, personally, growing up, I like Julius Peppers.
Okay,
that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Because you know, growing up, I was honestly a North Carolina fan. You know, for football and basketball. So you know, Julius Peppers went to North Carolina. He played. I was looking at. He played both sports too. So so it's pretty. Yeah.
Did you hoop too?
Yeah, I hooped. Yeah,
okay.
We won. At Desert Pines, we had one state.
Oh my
too.
God! Who could drive the lane on this guy?
So we're not going to let him go yet. So we do have a caller on the line. I'm not sure if they do want to speak to Jalen to us, but caller. State your name, where you calling from, what you want to talk about.
I don't know. John Jones, he's really taking every guy out.
Uh-oh. All right. I'm not sure what that was. But going back to football, since we are going to talk about the big game here shortly, before we let you go, we got to get your thoughts. Niners, Chiefs, who do you got and why?
Me personally, I was leaning towards the Chiefs, you know. Okay. I just feel like Patrick Mahomes, like he's just a game changer, you know. But I'll say this. If that front four from the Niners can get to him, it'll probably be ugly. You know.
Oh, so it's either so you think that's crazy. So you think if the front four gets to him, to Mahomes, you think the Niners can whoop him?
Yes, I think so. Cause I mean, all playoffs long, the Chiefs they've been starting off slow. You know, Texans, Titans. You know, it's been kind of slow for them. But I just feel like if the Niners front four could get to them,
it's gonna be a long game.
Yeah.
It's a really good point though. The Chiefs and their comeback ability is really they're a team that you know they can get down 24-0 and come back and win by 20. But
so keep your Super Bowl talk for us because we got to talk about something else that we can't talk about.
I'm giving the kid some credit for a really good point. Although he should know that he's a defensive lineman, so he should know a damn. And that is one of the best defensive lines, if not the best in football. So,
So Jalen, go ahead and let everybody else out there know where they can find you and all things social media.
Okay, my Instagram is ojalen, OHHJALEN_. Twitter, ojalen, OHHJALEN_23.
Awesome, man. We once again appreciate you coming in the studio.
Thanks
Best of luck this season. Looking forward to talking to you again, all right, man?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to holler at you, man. He's going to come through the studio and hang out with me.
If not, you'll see him on the sideline. So that. So right now we're going to go ahead and We're going to get into some more about the game. We're going to try to get Duane Colucci on the line. He is the assistant race and sportsbook manager for the Rampart Casino. If we can, is there a way we can cut Jalen off of the video? Just so we don't get him in trouble.
We don't want to get him in trouble.
We don't want to get Jalen in trouble if it's possible.
He has nothing to do with this aspect. We about to talk bets and stuff.
He doesn't even know what that is.
Yeah, what is that?
He doesn't know what that is.
You're talking about Bojo over here.
All right, let's see. I think we got Duane trying to call in right now. Might have went to voicemail. But real quick, while we get Duane on the phone, I do want to throw this shout out here that Bryan hooked us up with. If you guys don't have anywhere to watch the Super Bowl, and you guys are Raider fans and you want to join the Black Hole is doing the Black Hole Big Game Watch Party. It's going to include a bunch of former Hall of Famers like Tim Brown, Greg Townsend, Jerry Robinson, Rod Martin, Mirna Velasco, if you're a Raiderette fan. Mm-hmm. We got the Violator, which is part of the Black Hole, one of the guys that likes to dress up. And we have the Sin City Kiss. We'll be out there supporting. So, Bryan, from what I see here, it's $160 value, but you guys are giving it
$160 if you in advance. If you buy it on the blackhole.com, $180 at the door. I'll give away 2. But you know what, Jose? We should make him answer a trivia question.
I'm good with it. How about you have the trivia question
I got
since you brought the tickets
I got something.
So if you guys are watching Facebook, give us a call. 702-608-3259, and Bryan will have a question.
Is it right? I want to hear it. Do you have it right now?
I'll give it to you.
Go for it.
Can
Say
I give
it
now?
And if they call in, if you guys are listening.
Call in right now and answer this question because I got some Raider fans in here, so let's see if they get it. The Oakland Raiders, when they first came into professional football, which was the American Football League, they were not going to be called the Oakland Raiders. For 3 weeks, they had a different name that they were voted on by the fans of Oakland, the city of Oakland, and that was their official name. They made gear and everything, and then the management started stepping in and said, "We're not going to call them that," and they became the Oakland Raiders.
I know the answer. You told me, but I'm not going to say it. So I think we do.
How do you like? You're going to like this. Good trivia.
You're going to like this.
Hey, you're going to like
it. It's good. You got it.
Okay, I told you the truest Raider fans. I
going old school with me. Okay,
cool. So do we have Duane on the phone now? Awesome. So it looks like we do have Duane Colucci, assistant race and sportsbook manager from Rampart Race and Sportsbook out here in Las Vegas. Duane, thank you for joining us and give us a few minutes of your time, my brother. How's it going out there tonight?
Doing well, Jose. Thanks for having me on, and good to talk with Bryan as well, and the rest of the guys there. Who else is there?
I'm Bojo. What's up? What's happening?
Bojo, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
To you, my man.
We're excited to hear from you.
So, man, we got the big game right around the corner, just a few days away. I saw you today. I picked up the prop sheet, man. It looks like we got a lot of props here like we do every single year. Let us know what some of the bettors are betting out here on the West Coast, man. What are some of the favorite prop bets that you're seeing out there? And not only that, what is the crowd like? Are they taking the Niners? Are they taking the Chiefs? Are we looking at the over? Are we looking at the under? What's popular out there? Let us know.
Yeah, definitely, Jose. You know, it was funny because after you left, we put out a few more championship cross-sport propositions.
Okay.
And we also, so we got a little creative with those. You know, that's where we got a few NBA guys, a few NHL guys, and we put them in different formulas. And, you know, an example is we got Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz, his points versus Patrick Mahomes' completions. And we got Mahomes as a half favorite, and both are simple vig, -1.
Okay.
And also, we had some big bets, Jose, on the Chiefs. I was surprised because I'm anticipating a lot of 49er money as the crowd starts to come in from California. But we went back to 1.5. We were at 1. So right now we're sitting at Chiefs -1.5. And we also took a little action on the under, believe it or not. We came back down to 54. So we're currently at Chiefs -1.5, and 54 is the total at the Rampart and South Point. And, Jose, you know what they're hitting? They're hitting a lot of the alternate point spread props. You know, Chief fans are laying the 10.5 and getting the 3-1, you know, because we have a plus 330 on that. So it becomes attractive if you want to lay the big lumber. And the same thing with the 49er fans. You know, you could lay 3.5 and get, a plus 155. You could lay 6.5 and get 2-1. So we have a bunch of different options. And it was a little easier this year, guys, because the game is almost a pick 'em.
Yeah.
So we were able to use the key numbers like 3.5, 6.5, 7.5. 10.5, 14.5. Those are the alternate point spreads. So, you know, it was good. We're getting great handle over the counter at my shop at the Rampart. And, we're seeing a lot of guys that a lot of the sharps were giving out Mahomes' over rushing yards. So we took a little pop on that. But, as a whole, propositions now, guys, are like almost a 50-50. We book as much handle on the propositions as we do on the game itself.
Now I'm wondering how the sharps are thinking about.
You read my mind.
Exactly what I was thinking
about Raheem Mostert, because we know he went off in the NFC Championship game, and I wonder if they're looking at that like, okay, what was it? 4 touchdowns, 235 yards. Or something. What are they looking at? How are the bets coming in on how he's going to be doing yardage-wise and touches and all that stuff? Do they think that NFC Championship game might have been a fluke, or do they think that's going to be something that he's going to be doing in the Super Bowl?
Well, they definitely know, guys, that this is the bread and butter of the 49er offense. So,
Okay.
they're going to look to hand the ball off, definitely.
True.
I don't think that Shanahan wants to totally rely on Jimmy G. So, yeah, we're seeing action on his over total yards and his over actually total touches, like you said, or rushing attempts. We have several options with him. We have him to score the first touchdown. He's very popular. He's the favorite. He's 9-2 in that proposition, and bet down now actually to 7-2. So, it's so enamoring for the 49er fans to just assume that they're going to run the ball. But I'll guarantee you this week, guys, you're going to see Garoppolo throw the ball more than 8 times. This is a high-power Chief offense, and you got to keep Mahomes off the field. And if you ever start to play catch-up, what we haven't seen, guys, are the Chiefs get off to a good start yet. They always start so slow and lethargic, especially in the first quarter. You remember that Raider game against home Las Vegas Raiders now. They got off to that terrible start, and then they scored 28 in the second quarter. So if they ever get off to a good start, it's going to be a long day for the 49ers. But I think this defense is much better than Tennessee's and the other teams that they have faced. And, the 49ers front four is amazing. They've controlled a lot of games. And, they did shut down the great Aaron Rodgers last week. So, the defense created a lot of pressure, a lot of, turnovers and a lot of mistakes by the Packers. So, this 49er defense is great. This is going to be a great game, guys.
Yeah, Kansas City hasn't faced defense like that, and especially the way they're playing, and especially with the 49ers being healthy there. Duane, I wanted to ask you a question about a guy that, you look at one of the things the 49ers defense have been very proficient at this season is stopping opposing teams' tight ends. And, of course, they're about to play, they may have the best tight end in football, but Kansas City would argue they've got the best tight end in football. They're going head-to-head. But what about money on Travis Kelce on a defense that has, this season at least, shut down tight ends?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll tell you the truth. Travis Kelce had a fabulous year. This guy is probably the best tight end in the game. Like we said, he had 1,229 yards, 97 receptions, only 5 touchdowns. But there's so many weapons on this Chief offense. I think a lot of my backers are doing the Tyreek Hill props as opposed to the Kelce props. And, like we said, the 49ers have shut down so many different teams. They had that great game against the Ravens where they actually lost that game, but that was like almost a Super Bowl preview. And I think that Mahomes is going to have to run the ball a little, guys. I think that he's going to have to scramble and be throwing on the run. So I definitely think the 49ers are going to try and utilize, the small and make the field short for them. And they're going to try and definitely put pressure on Mahomes and shut Kelce down. The whole problem then, though, is does Watkins and Hill get deep down the field? It's so tough to handicap, and you could handicap this from so many different angles. And I am seeing, some action on Hill and, the wide receivers as opposed to Kelce. So that's a great point, Brian. You hit the nail on the head. When you could shut down a certain weapon, these sharp bettors know, and they definitely tend to, bet on these propositions and go under if they feel that a certain weapon could be shut down by the defense. So great question there.
Duane, so in betting, obviously, we have the sharp bettors. We have your over-the-counter, casual bettors. What have you been seeing more than anything? What money is coming in more overall on just the point spread in the game? Not the prop bets, just the game itself. Are you seeing more sharp money? Are you seeing more just regular casual betting money? What are you seeing out there?
Well, Jose, early we saw the sharp money. You know, at my shop, we took that $115,000 wager on the Chiefs, and I know that guest, and he's a regular, and he's very sharp. So, I would consider that definitely sharp action, and that was a money line bet. When the point spread was still at 1, so that was the biggest bet that I've taken at my shop. But a lot of the sharp money is starting to come in now on the under when it got so high. We were up to 55 for a little bit, and now the sharp guys started to pound the under. And, I'm seeing a lot of handle on the Chiefs, a lot of parlays, the teasers. So the Chiefs are the popular side. But now, I'm noticing once I came home from work that we did drop the line back down. So, we're getting sharp money on that under total. I think it's going to probably level out just about where it is. But at my shop, the first sharp action definitely came in on the Chiefs on that money line wager. And, we opened it at 52.5. So, the sharps did jump immediately when we put the number up. I think Chris Andrews actually put it up before those games ended on last weekend. So he did a great job. And we took a few pops on the over there. Got that up to 54.5, 55, like I said. But the biggest bet we took was the $115,000 on the Chiefs. And that was definitely a sharp bet.
Good stuff, man. He is Duane Colucci, assistant race and sportsbook manager at Rampart Casino. So, Duane, before we let you get out of here, man, I want to know, who are you betting? Who do you like? Why? And what's your final result?
Jose, I'm going to stick with the 49ers. I think defense wins championships. I gave it out in the gaming today. I think I gave the final score as a 27-24. Tough game. I think, though, in some key spots, the 49er defense is going to be able to shut Mahomes down, maybe create a turnover. So I'm hoping that the 49er defense shows up. I don't see why they shouldn't. I mean, they similar quarterback in Russell Wilson. They were able to shut him down in the late season, that last game of the season. That was just a fabulous game and a big game for the 49er defense. I know there's pressure on both quarterbacks, but Garoppolo is used at least to the surroundings. Granted, there's nothing like getting under center and taking the snaps, guys, but he's been there with the Patriots and he knows the atmosphere. I think he's ready. Not that Mahomes is not. Mahomes is probably the more talented of the two, but I think this is going to be a real close game, and I think the defense is definitely going to come through. So I would take the 1.5 that we have at Rampart and South Point, and probably go under the 54. But I think they're definitely capable. I think Bosa is going to have a big game, guys.
So, Duane, were you thinking Niners right off the bat when you say defense wins championships, or were you going back and forth on this? Because I feel like it's such a toss-up, right?
Last 10 weeks, Kansas City had one of the best defenses in the league.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you always with the Niners, or did you waver on this, or have you been sticking with the Niners?
No, it took me a lot of time. That's a great question. I was bouncing it off the wall, guys.
He was making sure Witherspoon wasn't going to play in this game. If Witherspoon plays in this game, you're taking your bet back, right?
Exactly. Yes, I am. I definitely am. But I tell you the truth. I think that, it took me so long, and I love Patrick Mahomes. I love what Andy Reid, how he coaches, his coaching style. But I just think that, Shanahan and these guys, they're going to do it. And it took me a long time, guys. Don't get me wrong. I was crunching numbers. Okay. I'm looking at all the stats, previous games. This was not a spur-of-the-moment decision. I had to put my pick in that paper, and I was still dilly-dallying. I waited till almost the deadline. So this is no easy decision for me. This is where I like being a bookmaker, because the handle will come in on two ways. And, you just hope that, the Chiefs don't win by 1. That could be a massacre as a bookmaker. But, this is a tight-knit game, and it took me a lot of time, guys. I really didn't, I don't have the strongest feeling. This is not a game where I would bet, hundreds of thousands of dollars if I had it to bet. There's several NBA and NHL games that I can take apart.
It's funny, man.
A lot easier. A lot easier than this championship game, guys.
Seriously, I've been telling people, look, if you've got a gut feeling on this game, it's probably gas. Okay, that's your gut feeling.
Duane Colucci, man.
I might have to steal that one.
Go ahead and let the people know out there where they can find you, man, and what you got going on, brother, before we let you go now.
Yeah, I work days. I'm at the Rampart Casino. My Twitter handle is at NYBookie Duane, Duane. I'm easy to find. I've worked at the Rampart for several years now. I remember me and Jose used to work together at Eastside Cannery.
Yeah.
That's when Cannery, Corp was running the book, and we were running the numbers, myself, Eric
Yeah, we had the hub there,
Kevin Klein. Yeah, that was the hub. So, up until the merger with South Point, those were good times. Now I'm, back at the Rampart. I'm easy to find. I'm either there or at South Point. So I appreciate the time, guys, and come by and see me. I'll buy you a drink anytime.
Hey, we'll hold you to that, brother.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and stay safe out there.
Yes, thank you, Jose. You too, and enjoy this Kobe, tribute. This is really awesome. I'm enjoying it myself.
Will do, man. Thank you.
Yes.
He is Duane Colucci, man. That was good stuff, talking about sports and all that. So, Bojo, we going to have you here for a few more minutes? Or?
Yeah, I can hang out with you guys.
All right, we good. So we're going to try to get Tom Barton on the phone now. We're going to get his perspective on the East Coast betting. But from what Duane said, do you agree with any of the bets that the bettors are taking? Is that something you're possibly looking at? Because I know you like to mess with the prop bets too, Brian.
I like the prop bets a lot. I thought some of them were like I took Yelder, the third-team tight end for Kansas City. I got 85-1 on the guy. I mean, for $10, how do you not bet an 85-1? I figure there's about 14 guys, Bojo, Jose, that could score a touchdown in the game, right? About 14 guys, unless you have an unconventional touchdown. You got about 14 offensive weapons total. So Yelder's one of them, 85-1. How are you going to put $10 on that? That's the kind of thing I like to do. Look at something off the wall.
That's fun.
The big,
well, that's fun. I like that.
But I mean, I don't look realistically. I think Mostert is hands down the favorite to score the first touchdown. I think the way the game
he
is designed,
in the prop bets. He's 9-2, so he's the main favorite.
Yeah, and that would be the guy that I would say is probably most likely. And I'll tell you, I have been on Kansas City. It's funny you said that up until very recently, and Carlota's going to kill me on this one, and I apologize. One of my best dearest friends, huge Kansas City Chiefs fan, and
Carlota's a Chiefs fan. Okay.
Oh, it's huge. I've also been talking about 92.3 all week is the Chiefs, and I know I just talked to her today, and we're going to the game we're going to the watch party. But the point is I am looking at this defense exactly what Duane was saying, and that front four, and you talked about it as well, Jalen. This front four is extremely gifted, and as good as Mahomes is, they've got to be able to hold. I like the 49ers now in this game, and as a matter of fact, I think they're going to win by a touchdown. How do you like that? Maybe more. I'm saying 28-20. I'm going to call it early. 28-20 San Francisco.
Wow. All right.
And I want the Chiefs to win.
Am I the lone person? I'm saying Chiefs. I'm on the side of.
Damn, so you guys are already giving me your picks. I haven't even got to that point yet.
Oh, I just went with it. Yeah, Brian
jumping the gun. Can we talk to Tommy first before we jump the gun here?
Tommy B.
What's up? We got Tommy Barton on the phone from TomBartonSports.com and Heatwave Sports out here in Las Vegas as well. Tommy, you're out on the East Coast. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's a little past your bedtime out there. How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's Super Bowl weekend, so I'm pumped up. This is a little bit of new blood for a Super Bowl. To me, I like rivalries. I like new blood. I like old blood. I like the Patriots, and it didn't matter to me. So no matter what it is, man, it's Super Bowl weekend. I just want to get the games going.
That's why I wanted to have you on, because like you said, this is something new that's out there in the East Coast that you guys now can legally do. And for those of you that do not know, if I get this correct, you were the first person to place a bet, correct? Let me throw that out there.
First person to place a bet in America. I actually beat the governor of Delaware.
There you go. So, Tommy, what are you seeing out there? What are the East Coast bettors looking at? What do they like when it comes to the game, the spread? And this is a different question, too, because I don't know the way the books work out there. Maybe it's the same. Do they also have their sheets of prop bets like we do out here in Vegas?
Yeah, everything is the same, except, and this is not a knock to Vegas, it's just reality. Here in the East Coast, it's just more competitive, so people and the sports books are a little bit bigger in terms of prop bets. It's all mobile, okay? 86% of all the sports bets that are outside of Nevada pretty much are all mobile sports bets. So everything is so competitive. It is a matter of they're giving boosted odds that are just ridiculous when you talk about it. When you're talking about, you see competitiveness and shopping alone. You have 5 or 6 different apps on your phone, and you want, let's just say, Patrick Mahomes to be the MVP. You could get plus 120, plus 125. You might get minus 110, plus 105. And then 2 hours before the game, they'll have a boosted odds where if you bet in the next hour, you'll get plus 150. It is a tremendous, tremendous tool to use if you have the patience and if you have the acumen to go about and make sure you're getting the best lines and the best numbers.
So, Tommy, what's going on, man? You got to get a new cell service. I swear, I always say that's the worst cell service they got in New York. I'm going to buy you a cell phone, man, and send it out to you. Hey, tell me, Tommy.
This is AT&T, man. We've never had a problem.
Wow, I'm just telling you. When I co-hosted the show with you on Fox the other night, I was having trouble hearing you tonight. Maybe I'm just old and I need to clean out my ears or something.
I think I'm gonna go with that one. I think you got to clean out
your ears. You didn't hear him either. Yeah, you were.
Jose's over here with this old stuff.
Jose's over here adjusting his headset. He wasn't hearing either. Man. But Tommy, I have been back and forth in this game, as I've said. It's really been a tough one to call. I was all over the Chiefs like a hobo on a ham sandwich for half the week, and then all of a sudden now I am leaning towards San Francisco. Their defense is starting to scare me a little bit. I am believing that they can run the ball against Kansas City. I keep hearing how Derrick Henry didn't run the ball against Kansas City, but the fact is they weren't running the ball at the end of the game. They were coming back, so they were making Ryan Tannehill throw the football. If they would have seen Ryan Tannehill throw the football in that game, they wouldn't have allowed him in the Pro Bowl. But they didn't see him throw that. He was already elected to the Pro Bowl. Right. What is going to go on in this game, Tommy? Is the San Francisco 49ers defense as good as I think it is?
I don't think so. No.
Good. I want to hear that.
Juan, your thoughts?
Look, are they very good? Yeah, they might have the best front four that we've seen in a Super Bowl in a very long time, guys. I mean, their front four is tremendous. Their secondary is good. I've had conversations with Eric Davis, the three-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champion cornerback for the Niners. And I mentioned earlier in the year that I thought that their secondary was actually a liability. He got on my case for it. He said, no, it's definitely not a liability. But it certainly isn't a strength. And then you get into the problem area that, for me, is going to be exposed, and that's their linebackers. Look, Fred Warner is a good player, but he's not somebody that is elite. If they do not get Patrick Mahomes from the front four, Mahomes will be able to work the middle of the field. We just talked about the Patriots. Much like Tom Brady is able to do against teams, watch for those slanting patterns, those crossing patterns. Deebo Samuel over the middle, Emmanuel Sanders over the middle on one side of the ball. Well, what about Travis Kelce on the other side of the ball? I think people are forgetting the intermittent games for both sides of this. So is the Niners defense good? Yes, it is. I've heard them be compared to very lofty expectations this week, and I think it's unfair to them. They have a really good front four. Their secondary is a B secondary, and their linebackers are a B minus. You could take advantage of the short passing game.
So if they can block, if they can shut down the front, not shut them down, but contain them a little bit, you think Patrick Mahomes can have some pretty good success going over the top on them?
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be the success that people think, where it's going to be the Tyreek Hill show. I think it's going to be 15, 12, 7-yard dink and dunk passes. I just let Mahomes pick them apart. One of the things that I'm looking at player props and situations, and I'm going, I'm not touching the Tyreek Hill prop because I do believe that we're not going to let that happen. But Travis Kelce will probably have a big game. I think Sammy Watkins has an opportunity to have a big game. If you really get Mecole Hardman out in space, look, the guy only catches one pass a game, but if he get out in space, I could see him having a big play or two. I think that it's going to be advantageous for Kansas City to understand what San Francisco does, what they do well, and to try to take advantage of what they do well. If you have a team that comes after you, this, guys. You have a team that comes after you as well as San Francisco does, and as fast as San Francisco does, opens up the screen passes, opens up the middle of the field.
So, Thomas Bojo here. As much as Bryan is on the Niners and their defense and how hot they are, I'm the other way. I feel like the Chiefs are on fire offensively.
Yep.
And so everything you're saying about, Bryan's been saying about the Niners D, I'm thinking on the other hand with the Chiefs offense.
Once you get past the first quarter.
Well, but you said it. But you said it. What? I mean, they had 2 weeks. Like, what if they start off hot? You know what I mean? What if they don't start off, asleep like they've done? So my question to you is, how do you feel about this Chiefs offense? Because you said this Niners D is good. Are you feeling like this is one of the best offensives you've seen in a Super Bowl? Is this a championship offense? Is this like the best you've seen?
Good question.
It could be a championship offense. It's not anywhere close to the best that I've ever seen.
Okay,
it's not even in that realm.
Who we looking at?
St. Louis Rams, the
I
greatest show on turf.
I was thinking that.
Kurt Warner and the Rams. Yeah, Kurt Warner and the Rams were just absolutely on another level. And look, they lost the game,
Pittsburgh
but the Falcons,
Steelers with Lynn Swann and John Stallworth weren't too shabby.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Ryan had an MVP season. Just think about the year that they had coming in. We go back to, you could go all the way back to Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills were the best offense that I saw early in the 90s.
4 years in a row to the Super Bowl.
Thurman Thomas and
right.
Andre Reed. I mean, that was a hell of a team.
But that wasn't a championship offense because they never won the championship.
They were an AFC championship offense.
Thanks for that.
They were an AFC championship offense.
But still, though, they made it a 4 in a row. No, I don't think anybody's ever going to do that. Win or lose, you made it to 4 in a row.
Guys, and I think that's the
Steelers won 4 in 6 years.
Can they be a championship offense? Sure they can. Is it the best I've ever seen? No, absolutely not. They have holes all over the place that are just have the greatness of how good Patrick Mahomes is playing right now. And how good, oh, by the way, Andy Reid is. I like Patrick Mahomes, but if we're going to start calling people system quarterbacks, hey, Patrick Mahomes is a system quarterback. Now, I think he'll perform well in any other system, but let's not forget how good Andy Reid is at calling game plans. The Chiefs have a lot of holes that can be exploited. Their offensive line is a concern. It has to be a concern to anybody out there.
No question.
You look at Patrick Mahomes having to run. The over-under for a prop play is 35 and a half I'm seeing out there. I've seen even 36 for rushing yards for a guy that doesn't run. Why? Because he just knows, the line makers know that what's going to happen. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket because of a weak offensive line. That number is already set. We already know that. So I don't think you can be considered an elite offense or the greatest of all time when your offensive line is a weakness on your team.
Tommy, I mean, my question to you, how do you handicap this game? You've been in this game for years. What do you look at? Obviously, I'm not sure if you're going to give me your actual picks or what you're actually betting, but how do you handicap this game? It's such a close line. We don't have a big underdog like we've had in the last few years. It's a close marker here. How do you handicap a game like this?
Weather.
Jose, do you want me to try to sell TomBartonSports.com, or do you want me to give you the truth? Because the truth is this. Listen, TomBartonSports.com is going to have a play on the game, but the truth is this, Jose. I'm not handicapping the winner of this game. I'm not. I have given all of my clients was the week after Patrick Mahomes got injured and we got to start to get medical reports back and he would be okay. I told all my clients to jump on Kansas City and they got either 10-1 or 11-1 odds. I'm holding that ticket. My brain says probably San Francisco. So I've hedged my bet. There's no way I could lose, and I'm glad I don't have to handicap this game. I won't be giving out the winner at Tom Barton Sports. I'll give it to you guys here. I like the total a little bit. I have gone out there and I've told other places the total, so I can tell you guys, I like the under. I don't love it.
Everybody.
And if it was on a normal day, I don't necessarily know if I'd even be playing it. I love prop plays. I can make a lot of money on the prop plays. I'll be giving a lot of that out. As far as the game goes, look, I took the sucker's way out when somebody asked me this week, and I said, look, my head says San Francisco, my heart, and oh, by the way, my futures ticket says Kansas City. I truly believe we have the makings of a really, really good Super Bowl. I have something along the lines of 24-23. I mean, it's going. I'm not taking the side way out here, guys. I'm just being honest. I think it really is going to come down to that one big play, that one sack that happens, or that one miss. Joey Bosa grabbing Mahomes in a key moment, and if Mahomes can get the ball off, they win the game. And if not, they don't win the game. I mean, that's how close I think that this game is going to be.
It is good stuff.
Yeah.
I think it has all the makings of being a close game. What about the weather? About a week ago, Tommy, I think we were talking about the weather, and they were worried about a front coming in and some heavy winds and all that, because it is outdoors in Miami, and I don't know if we're necessarily in the heart of hurricane season or anything, but weather can play a factor. South Florida gets very humid at this time of year also, so how much of a factor is that going to play? I mean, both these teams, I'm not going to say San Francisco is a cold weather team, but that's not the funnest place to play weather-wise, and we all know what Kansas City can be like, so what do you think, how much a factor is that going to play?
Oh, Brian, when we were on last week, it was going to be a concern. They had typical Miami weather, which means rain during the game, 15 to 17 mile per hour wind gusts at times. It's all gone, Brian. That's how quick Miami weather. Anybody that knows South Florida, that's how quick that is. They are expecting less than 5% chance of humidity or chance of precipitation. There's going to be low humidity. Only winds about 10 miles per hour, which, listen, if they get whipped up to 12 or 15, it could impact it. But basically, we are getting prime, perfect weather.
No excuses.
Wow, how it changes in a 5-day span, right?
He is Tom Barton. Tom Barton Sports, Heatwave Sports out here, Fox Sports Radio, Las Vegas as well. I am Jose V. This is Straight Bet Sports, brought to you by Gorilla Cross Radio tonight. And, of course, our sponsor, Simply Vegas. Tommy, before we let you go, let the bettors know out there and the people listening where they can find you and what you got going on all things social media.
Well, listen, you guys go right to TomBartonSports.com. It's not only football season, guys. I'm 22-9 documenting the NBA this year. College basketball had another Ivy League winner today. That's my third straight Ivy League winner. I'm hitting almost 80% Ivy League winners. College basketball. Guys, jump on it all. Every single play, every single sport that I do for 30 full days is less than $100. There's no sales guy calling you up and asking you for more, telling you I've got this golden ticket. No. You sign up, you go to the website, you get your plays. It's TomBartonSports.com. And I gave you the Super Bowl. I'm going to have a ton of prop plays, and you guys can make a ton of money on those.
There you go. He is Tom Barton, Tom Barton Sports. Thanks again for gracing us with a little bit of your time, Tommy. I know it's late. Go ahead and get to bed, man. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
I'll be talking to you tomorrow night, Tommy. We'll see you.
Beautiful. Have a good one, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, man.
Good stuff. East Coast, West Coast. So now we got the differences there. Once again, Straight Bet Sports here on Gorilla Cross Radio. If you guys listened earlier, Brian's got some tickets to the Black Hole Watch Party for the big game this coming up weekend. Call us now, 702-608-3259. But you do have to answer the question that Brian has before we continue with our big game talk. Brian, let them know once again. Let them know once again what the question is.
You've all Googled it by now, so give us a call, win the tickets. It's like I said, $180 at the door, $160 in advance. Really good party. A lot of ex-Raiders there. Will be fun. What is?
We got a caller.
Already? Okay, well, go ahead.
Caller.
His Google
What's
works.
your name? Where you calling from? And can you answer the question that Brian has for these tickets? Hello.
Yeah.
Who am I speaking with? Who we got on the line tonight? Jorge, can you answer the question for us that we have here?
Turn down your radio.
Yeah, turn down your radio a little bit. We can hear you in the background. There you go.
Hey, Brian, you might need to answer.
Oh, the question is, okay, I apologize. The question is, the Oakland Raiders, when they joined the American Football League, or when they first came into the professional football, they were voted by the city of Oakland, and the voting came in, and a certain name was given to this team. For about 3 weeks, they were officially going to be called this team, and then Raiders management stepped in and said,
it's so hard.
We're going to be the Oakland Raiders. We're not going to be this team. But it's an interesting name. Put it this way, I've never heard a sports team called by this name before. That's my clue. Have you, Jose, ever heard a sports team name? Never.
I can't wait to hear this.
Never. Some of Jose's relatives have been called this before.
Oh, my gosh. What's going on here?
Oh, I remember now. So just think of Frogs, the restaurant.
Wait, are we going to let this guy answer?
Oh,
I'm waiting.
That's way too big of a clue.
George, you still there?
You don't know?
Should we give him a? No. Can we give him a hint?
We can give you another. We can give you another hint. Go ahead, Jose. You give him a hint because you know what it's called.
So
now.
there's a Latin restaurant out here in Las Vegas, and it ends with frogs. What does it start with?
You know, Bojo knows the name of the team now.
That's
Do
the
you believe
George,
the
Raiders were going to be called that?
Hold on.
Yes.
George, do you know what the answer is now? Let me think about it again.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant out here in Las Vegas. It ends with frogs. What does it start with? That is the name that we're looking for.
And you can go to it at Treasure Island.
You're right.
What's the first name?
Senior?
Hey,
They were the Seniors.
There you
They were
go.
going to be called the Oakland
No way.
Seniors. Yes, they were.
Never heard
Google
this.
it. You'll definitely Google it because it's a great trivia question for you as the Raiders come to town. What a great trivia question, right?
Wow, never heard
George,
that.
so we do have
Very
a winner.
true.
George, go ahead. You were watching on Facebook Live. I did see that.
George,
go ahead and send us a message directly to me on Facebook Live, and we'll get these tickets.
You're gonna
to you.
get what it is we're gonna get your name, George, and you're gonna go to the door, and they will have two seats waiting for you at the party, each at $180 value.
There
and
you
they will
go.
be yours for free.
Thank you for calling. We do appreciate you calling in, and I'm gonna give him a shout out because he posted it on the Facebook Live.
There you go.
You're a Chivas fan, correct? So let's go ahead and say it. Arriba las Chivas.
Arriba la Chivas. I guess we're saying go. We're saying go Chiefs. Is
Chivas.
what we're saying.
All right, thank you for calling in, boss. Have a great night and enjoy the game.
Okay.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and finish up, man. We got 14 minutes here before we close out the show.
The caller was like, you guys didn't even let me talk.
We're over here
going.
doing our thing, but yeah, man. Look, obviously, great game we got going on. Kwan's a Niner fan. He's been talking about the Niners all year. I do want to get his thoughts on what he thinks is going to come out to this. I'm pretty sure he's going to say the Niners are going to win. We know that, but I want to get his thoughts on how he thinks the game is overall going to play out, what he might see the score being. But of course, this is just another classic battle of an unstoppable force in the Chiefs offense. We know that. And an immovable object in the 49ers defense. Now, I'm going to give you guys my pick. We already know who you guys picked. I like the Chiefs, and here's why. I don't see the 49ers front four stopping Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think they've played a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. Yes, they played Lamar Jackson. They played him great. They were in that game. It was not a game that they lost by a large margin, so I give them credit for that. But the only way they're going to be able to stop Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, is if the top guys on the outside rush straight up. You go in on him, he's going to curl out and get you gone. You got to contain this guy and keep him in the pocket. If he gets out of that pocket, it's a wrap. He's got way too many guys that can run around, that can get open, that he can throw the ball to. Not only that, he can run himself.
Yep.
No disrespect to the 49ers, but it's been 50 years since the Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl 4. My freaking Jets, Super Bowl 3, the last time we made it. So it's been a while. Plus, curses in a way are made to be broken. The Cubs recently broke that curse with the GOAT, won the World Series. While back, Yankees up 3-0 on the Red Sox. Red Sox come back, win the World Series. I'm just saying,
The Chiefs
it's been
don't
a
have
long
a curse.
time.
They don't have a curse
But it's been
on
a long
them. The
time.
Lions
Is
have
what
a
I'm
curse
saying.
on them. The
What
Chiefs
I'm
don't have a
saying,
curse
they
on
have to break it. It's been a long time already.
Okay.
I see the Chiefs winning. Plus, not only that, Andy Reid, I don't think is getting enough credit. I think he finally has the team without no issues going into the Super Bowl, as where when he was there last time with Donovan McNabb, he had the issues with Terrell Owens. The team wasn't on board complete. I think this team overall is set. They know what they want to do. I don't think they're rattled by anything or surprised. I think the Chiefs win this game. I think they win by 7 or more points, and I think the game goes over. That's just my opinion. Quan, I want to hear from you though. We haven't really heard from you tonight.
We're gonna hear from a Niner fan.
Yeah, I want to hear from a real, true Niner fan because you've been.
So you want me to give the score and everything?
Everything. What do you?
Nah,
Because
you know how accurate I've been.
Well, if you guys do not know, yeah, there you go.
Has been way too accurate.
Let them know what your last 4 picks were and what you were 3 and 4, 4-0, something like that.
Sunday morning, and I will have my pick.
Okay.
49ers are going to win the game.
Why do you
Because
feel
everybody
that
keeps saying that no one's seen a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. 49ers, all their losses were without without a lot of their defense. Their defense, they got their full defense now. They've been rested now. Again, they get another week off. So they're going to be ready. Patrick Mahomes has not seen a defense close to this all season. So, like Brian was saying with the slow start, they can't do that against the 49ers.
I agree on that.
Because if they have a slow start against the 49ers and 49ers running game is working like it was the last 2 games, they're in trouble. Because they were just manhandling that clock against Green Bay and then what other team we played? Minnesota. But
it was that bad.
I mean, it's going to be a close game. I think everybody knows and feels like it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a game in the fourth quarter. Hopefully that we're all, on the edges of our seat.
Do you expect a high-scoring game? Because like we've heard, majority of people are saying under. Do you expect a high-scoring game?
Same thing. When I looked at it, I'm thinking over. But yeah, I mean, teams start slow in the Super Bowl. There's so much going on that it's hard to get that first quarter momentum. So I think that first quarter for both teams is going to be low. So I will go with the under.
Let me ask you something. as a Niner fan, what are your thoughts on? I keep on looking back. I know you guys are going to run the ball. Do you think it's still going to just be Mostert? Is Coleman healthy?
No, it hasn't been all year. So
it hasn't been all year.
The funny thing is, everyone keeps saying that because most people only watched them last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and they don't realize they've had a three-headed running back all year. Coleman got hurt, and that's why he didn't even play. He played like the first quarter and was out with the shoulder injury. He'll be back.
But the game before that, I think he had 2 touchdowns, didn't he?
Didn't he have 2 touchdowns?
No, Coleman.
Coleman.
Who they play before the Packers?
Vikings.
The Vikings.
I think he had 2 rushing touchdowns in that game.
And he had 4 earlier in the year against, I think, Carolina.
And then Breida is
Breida's been. So
that's my thing.
If someone's not on, and that's what they've done all year, they throw who's hot today. That's who it is. They don't have a starting running back.
That's why
I think Mostert has really cemented himself over the second half of the season. They've kind of implanted him, and he's been the guy. But you're right, the other guys do come in and spell him, and if one of them are hot, Shanahan recognizes it, and you always ride the hot hand.
Always.
And they've got the hot hand. And again, Kansas City, and they, that's the one thing why I was going on Kansas City earlier was because I kept looking at Derrick Henry, and there's no question that man is a linebacker playing running back.
Man,
it's unbelievable.
Monster,
he is somebody that, like all of them. Honey Badger was talking like, you want to get in front of that dude?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you're gonna try to take out a leg. You're not gonna get in front of. But he only had 76 yards, but he didn't run the ball in the fourth quarter. He's going to have 100 yards against that defense. Kansas City's defense, no question, the most improved defense in the league from the beginning of the season to right now, hands down.
You said the last 10 games of the season.
They've been one of the best, the most proficient in the league. Look at the numbers. But San Francisco, and I'm not disagreeing with Tommy, their linebacking core is a bit suspect. And like I was saying earlier, they made a change in the was it against the Vikings that they made the change? They made the change against the Vikings in the first game when they took Witherspoon out. They saw right away that this guy was a liability, and he had been a liability in the beginning of the year. He was okay, and he got hurt, and I can't think of the guy.
Jaquiski Tart was hurt too.
Correct.
And that's why Witherspoon was actually getting so much playing time.
And I said right away, I mean, this guy right now, I think he'd ride the bench at UNLV. So I'm teasing. I'm not giving you crap. But my point is that this guy should not have been the starter, and they recognized it. And since they replaced him, they were a whole different team against the Vikings. This is a 49er team that I think Tommy didn't give the defense enough credit. I think the defense, not the best I've ever seen. Come on, you want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis days, or the Chicago 86 defense of, come on. But this is a very good defense. Don't think this isn't formidable.
And they've been the best in the league this year.
And the front four, as Tommy said, you want to just take a bunch of guys. This front four is probably the top 5 of all Super Bowl times, but there's other great Super Bowl front fours. All the Dallas Doomsday defense. There's a lot of them. I'm telling you right now that I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have trouble moving the football against this team because they don't run the football at all. They've got nobody that can run the football there, really. And I mean, Shady, please. So the point is, are they going to be able to establish some kind of running game? It can't be Patrick Mahomes because here's the deal. The linemen of the 49ers can run him down.
Yeah.
They are that fast, they can run him down. So he's going to have to make something happen. And again, if you check the statistics, that's the one that was glaring to me is tight ends. Travis Kelce is the ultimate weapon at tight end. And they are saying they can neutralize him. They have neutralized every tight end they've played so far. Take him out of the equation. All of a sudden now you're, and you can put Richard Sherman on Tyreek Hill, and I think he'll do an okay job. He's not as fast.
Sherman doesn't stick with one guy.
But
not only that,
you're right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sherman, they always put on the number 2 receiver, and they double team the number 1, which is brilliant because Sherman can take the number 2 receiver on any team right now. And what you do with the number 1 is you double team him. You've got someone over the top. That's what they'll do to Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill's a freak. He'll still break that, but Mahomes is going to have to get him the football. I really think, like I said, my final score: San Francisco 28, Kansas City 20. 8-point game.
And correct me if I'm wrong. You probably know this. The Niners front 4, they're all first-round draft picks, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I was going to say
right.
I mean, they built when they brought in, I forgot
about
the new
that.
coach and Lynch. They focused on defense. That
You know when they won their first championship? If you look back, it's an amazing thing. As Jose's got a great point there about them being number one draft picks. You look at that first championship season, it's going to blow your mind. Do you know that out of there, when you put the nickel package in on that defense, 4 of the 5 of them were brand new first-year rookies. Ronnie Lott, Carlton Williamson, Eric Wright, and Lynn Thomas, who was their nickelback, were all the only one they had was Dwight Hicks out of Michigan. Was the only veteran defensive back on that team, and they won a Super Bowl with 4 out of 5 rookie defensive backs. They did it again this year. They took a bunch of guys. Now they're not rookies, but they are first-round draft picks.
Bosa is, and he just got Rookie of the Year too. So
he's an animal.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. And the funny thing is that I've been saying it all year, and I love it. I love when people keep picking against them. And their defense is fed off of it too, because they've been underestimated all year. And they continue to be with people, like the phone caller saying that the 49ers defense isn't as good as people think. But they've been dominating.
They have been. But the last thing I'll say about all of it is the 49ers, the reason I want to hate him, Bojo, and I want to dislike him is Jimmy Garoppolo's too good looking, dude. It's not fair. I mean, it's just not
Jimmy.
fair. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at this guy.
Pretty.
It's ridiculous.
He's very pretty.
I'm going to say this right now, and she would not be
confusing me for Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm going to say this right now, and it's a fact, and she would not be offended by this. I have a female friend who is gay, and she said he could bring her back. That's serious. That's serious. She really said that to me. I'm not even joking around. True story. She said, "My God, that guy's so good looking. It's ridiculous." That's why I'm pulling for Kansas City. I'm jealous.
So Dr. Casey.
I told you 28-20 San Francisco, but I'm pulling for Kansas City.
Oh my!
I'm pulling for the Niners.
Can I just say this? Can I just say this? We are besides Quan, we're all Niners or Chiefs on our teams, right?
Yeah, correct. No, I'm a Jets fan.
Yeah, I'm a Raider fan.
Lions, Detroit Lions, man. I am sorry to admit
so
that.
all I could say is this: we just hope this year's game is going to be better than last year.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
That's
Look,
what
I honestly think it's going to be right off the bat.
Please.
I don't see a slow start.
Terrible.
I see both teams going right off the bat. I see a high-scoring game right from the beginning. Call me crazy.
I hope we do. I hope we do.
I don't see a slow start. I think Kansas City started slow way too many times already in these playoffs. I think they're going to come out firing, man. I think they're going to come out hot.
With you, Jose.
They're going to be ready. Not to take anything away from the Niners. I think the Kansas City Chiefs just are going to come out and do their thing. That's just me now. Juan, how much time we got left? Would you say, give or take?
What'd I say? How much time?
Yeah,
6 minutes.
All right, cool. So before we go, guys, let's go ahead and I have one more question for you because it's all over. You and I were talking about it. So real briefly, quick. Tom Brady bought a house out here a couple weeks ago during the fight.
Hanging out with Mark Davis.
Do you see him being a Raider next season? And I'll go with the Raider fan first.
Do I see it? I don't know. Would I take it? Yeah.
Okay.
I would. I'll take
cool
it.
Even with the Tuck Rule game? Even with the Tuck Rule game? Even with the memory of the Tuck Rule game, you'll still take Brady?
I'll take it. I'll take it. I think
I'm going to get to meet Tom Brady and Giselle Bundchen.
Right.
Bring him to Vegas, man. I'm all over that.
I think that would just bring so much to the team. Like, that would be
to
dope.
the community. I mean, what a great first year again.
We'll take it. I mean, it's not.
We had Marc-Andre Fleury. Come on, now we got Tom Brady. Are
Would
you kidding me?
I would take it. We can talk to Jalen now. We ain't talking about bets no more.
Jalen's going to get to meet Tom Brady.
How would you feel? How would you feel knowing you play for UNLV? You're going to play in the same stadium that this guy might be in. How do you feel about that?
I mean, well, like my favorite team is the Raiders. So Tom Brady, he's like one of the best quarterbacks of all time. So I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it for sure.
Yeah, the thing it is a tough question because we know he's on the tail end of his career, but at the same time, it's still Tom Brady. And I mean, we do have Derek Carr. You know what I mean? But I mean, I would take a season with the guy for the opening.
I'd take one. I'm a Jets fan, but I take one.
I would take, inaugural season.
Who wouldn't? How cool would that be?
That would be so cool.
Just for Vegas, though, the way the Knights came in, and now the Raiders come here with Tom Brady. I mean, it really it's a celebrated event. I mean, I think it'd be cool. I don't think it's going to happen, but because I think if Brady goes anywhere, he's going to go somewhere where he feels they have a chance to win a Super Bowl right now. Why would he go anywhere? He doesn't. Him and Giselle don't need any more money. So it's not about the money. It would be one more ring somewhere else to just further his legacy. And I just don't see the Raiders being good enough to. There's too many holes to win a Super Bowl next year.
Yeah. So we got to go ahead and close it up, guys. We got a few more minutes. So what I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys do now. Brian, go ahead, let everybody know where they can find you, what you got going on with both of your shows, because you got two shows that you do as well. and where they can find you on all things social media.
Just out of line. We're Sunday mornings on Fox Sports Radio 8 to 9. My co-host is Caleb Herring, the last UNLV quarterback to win a bowl game about 5 years ago.
No, to go to a bowl game. UNLV
He didn't win. I lied.
Don't give him that much credit.
I'm trying to give him props. Matter of fact, there's little pieces of him all over the field in Texas because he got destroyed in that game. But that show, and you can find us at Out of Line, and is the right? The Twitter.
What about your mortgage?
You set that up. And the mortgage show, we do a mortgage real estate show that I just got done doing on KSHP. It's called Rent It, Buy It, Refi It. We get some of the top leaders of the industry in mortgages and interest rates. You want to learn all about mortgages, and especially if you're going to buy a home. It's really cool, and we kind of keep it fun. We give stuff away on that show, too.
And you're going to start working with Josh pretty soon.
And I'm working with your sponsor, Josh. I just had breakfast with him the other day, and pretty darn cool. And tomorrow night I'll be on Heatwave Sports with Tommy Barton on Fox Sports Radio. So,
Brian, thank you. Appreciate you coming in as always. Now, Bojo, same thing. Let everybody know where they can find you, what you got going on.
All things social at Bojo_live on the Twitters, the Instagrams. Not on TikTok yet.
I'm not on TikTok yet. On that one yet. Yeah. We got to get Brian on it
I'm
first.
A grown ass man. If Brian gets on there, then I'll get on there.
Okay.
Bojo's like Waldo. He's everywhere, man. If you don't know, if you don't know Bojo, you haven't been in Vegas.
UNLV,
in all seriousness,
everywhere.
and I'm not trying to blow any sunshine up his backside, but this guy is really talented and good at what he does.
Yep.
Seriously, bro, you bring it every time you're out there, and you care about your job, and you can see the passion in it. You love what you do. Because I was going to try to steal your job and go talk to people, but I actually enjoy you doing it so much. I really do.
Let him keep it. Let him keep it.
Absolutely, man. This guy is everywhere. Bojo's badass, man. He really is.
Let him know,
Brian. It's at 100.5. You can catch me on the radio Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. We're excited. Draft weekend. We are bringing Ice Cube to Vegas for a big show that my radio
Legends
station,
or something like that.
The Legends of Hip Hop. Ice Cube, Warren G, Exhibit, Sugar Hill Gang. Should be fun. 25th of April. At the Orleans Arena. So make sure you guys tune in. I can hook you guys up with tickets Monday through Friday. Once again, 3 to 7, 100.5.
I just saw Ice Cube in that movie, The Game. I think it was, wasn't it?
The Game.
What was the name of that movie? Yeah, there was some movie. I just saw him in a movie not too long ago.
Well, he does movies, so
yeah. We'll figure it out after the show. We'll talk about it.
I'll tell you.
Boys in the Hood.
There you go. Boys in the Hood.
He was in that one. No, it was called The Game, I think. But we'll talk about it.
Yeah, man, fun show. I just want to say, man, I appreciate each and everybody. Oh, I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
I'm not done. Let me slow down. I want to thank everybody that
came in.
I want to thank everybody that came in. Real talk. But this was a fun show. You know, I wanted to get different aspects of everything in the studio, not just one person, myself talking. But Jalen, once again, let them know where they can find you, and tell the people to come out and support UNLV sports, man.
You can find me on Twitter at OJalen, OHHJALEN _23. Instagram, OHHJALEN _.
Awesome.
It'll be _8 next year.
I'm
just saying.
So, yeah, man, we're pretty much out of time.
Jose, can I say one more thing? I just want to tell you, man, I'm really proud of you. You did a good job tonight. And you know something? It's really cool. Your passion, man. You've worked really hard to get here and to do this stuff, and I'm proud of you, man. I just want to say
appreciate it. I've learned a lot from you, and you've helped me out a lot, too.
It's not Christmas time, but there's a little gift early, man. So.
No, I got you.
Also, Lights. Make sure you guys come see us. Lights game. You guys got to come out.
I got to get out there. I have got to get to a Lights game.
Yes, you got to. I'll hook you up. Just come through first game March 8th, I believe. Is it 8th or the 14th? I don't know.
Middle March.
Middle March. Come see me. Las Vegas Lights FC.
So once again, man, I am Jose V. This has been another episode of Straight Bet Sports. This is definitely not the last one. We will be coming back to Gorilla Cross soon. We are working on some big things. I just want to give a big thanks to my sponsor, Joshua LaFont from Simply Vegas, Real Estate Made Simple, for sponsoring our show tonight and letting me do this. Quan, as always, for giving me the opportunity to come into Gorilla Cross Radio Studios out here. If you guys haven't checked it out, go and download the app. It's on the App Store. This guy does everything, and he does it different. He brings videos, he brings music, he brings pop culture, stuff you do not see on your regular airwaves when it comes to sports talk and everything else, so I do appreciate that. My guest co-host in studio, Bojo Ackah from Q105, Bryan Feldman, Out of Line Fox Sports Radio, Jalen Graves, UNLV Football, Duane Colucci on the phone as well from Racing Sportsbook at Rampart, and Tom Barton from Tom Barton Sports and Heatwave Sports. And the last person I got to thank was my intro music, Dre Carlo from the Messy Kids. Go ahead and check him out. He did write this freestyle, Just Ball. It had Kobe in it, so I had to put it out there. And I'm going to end with this, guys. Pick up the phone. No more negativity. Even if it's the last time you speak to that person, make sure the last thing you told them is, we good, I love you, have a good day, have a good night. Till then, I am Jose V. This has been Straight Bet Sports. Peace.
Be good to each other.
I just bow. Yeah, like Kobe in his prime, yeah. I just bow. I just bow. Okay, I just bow. I just bow. Yeah, I just bow. Yeah, like Jordan in his prime, I'm a bull. I make it in your face. Curry, I'm a fool, I'm a rule. LeBron, I'm a king. Black Mamba when I strike. Shaq, championship ring. As tall as y'all make, but Nowinski with the shot. Thompson in the spot. Larry Bird with the three. Dwayne Wade, I'm hot. The heat, ballin' in the streets, performing in arenas. We push to be the winners. They know it when they see us. They really can't defeat us. We ballin', we on another level. And I could beat the game in 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like Jordan in his prime, yeah. I just bow, yeah, like Kobe in his prime, yeah. I just bow, 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 yeah, like Jordan in his prime, yeah. I just bow, yeah, like Kobe in his prime, yeah. I just bow, I just bow, I just bow, I just bow, I just bow.